Alright everyone, so we have our technical difficulties fixed. We are back and we are just kind of finishing the couple tweaks on the tripod. And we will twist this on before the screen's gonna go black. Don't have it tight. Oh, wrong way. Alright, so we have just about everything covered. We're just going to do the final quick check.
I am sinking.
He is sinking. I don't know why that would be. Ow, son of a biscuit. Just... Oop. I didn't like that sound.
You're now...
I'm now off the screen,
we gotta lower it a bit.
We gotta lower it, but... Oh, we need some... Oh. Did I just mess up this tripod? I think I did. Alright, we'll be back because we have more technical difficulties. Howdy everyone, we got back, or not back to the scenes, but I was going to say back to the future. But it's behind the scenes with the man cave. We got a little bit done. Our one tripod broke, so we had to improvise and get the second one, which is about 10 minutes away, which kind of sucked.
Yep.
But we did that and got it. So I think we're going to start tonight with the beer review. And I think everyone's super excited since we haven't done a lot.
No, we haven't done one in a while, and we're looking forward to it because long overdue for sure.
Yeah.
So,
Alright, so I'll give that to you.
So tonight, our beer of choice is...
It's from the Whistler Brewing Company, and it's actually called the Whiskey Jack Ale. And I kind of picked this because of the sports guy, man cave, bro. Yep. Oh, don't you dare tell me.
It dropped it.
Oh, it went in between the couch. Okay, you talk while I get.
Well, I think what he was going to say was the reason he picked this is because my middle name is Jack, so apparently this is the beer that made him think of me. It's from the Whistler Brewing Company, 330 milliliters.
I got it.
Nicely done. It's a 5% beer, so it's a normal beer sort of thing, and
it's not too crazy. But it does say here that it is like our winged friends on the mountain. This ale is full of personality, with just the right amount of hop, warm copper color, a well-rounded mouthful with subtle bittering, a perfectly balanced brew. This is actually from, I'm assuming, I guess I didn't see the province, but it's from BC. And if you want, Curtis, you can take it away with a trusty handy-dandy bottle opener. And I found out before, these aren't twist-offs, which...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, you need that. What?
And I kind of did cheat because I did taste this a little earlier, but I would love to do it in front of the camera as well. It's a little foamy.
Definitely is. Foam.
What do you think of the foam so far?
Foam tastes pretty good.
It does actually. Like, it was one of those beers where you're just like, wait a second. One of these beers we've actually had doesn't have a freaky aftertaste. Like,
looking forward to it.
Alright, so
here we go.
Cheers. Go for the smell.
Very nice.
It doesn't have much of a smell so far. initial thoughts.
It's a very smooth beer.
It is.
It is very smooth. You know, you're right. It doesn't have too much of an aftertaste, but I think it gives you just a little hint just to keep you interested. You know. Yeah. But it is a very good beer. It's very smooth. That's the first thing I noticed, but it just went right down.
You had no problem with it, did you? And like I was kind of debating it because I think this Whistler company has like just probably 5 or 6 different kinds in the local liquor store. I'm like, you know what? I guess I'll take this random one from the bunch. Yeah. And I guess I picked good for once.
It's definitely, but they're right. You can't. It has just the right amount of hop. You know.
Yeah.
And I like it. And the burp is actually very refreshing. I like it. It is. I do like it. This is one of the better beers I think we've reviewed.
Yeah, I think so too. And I would like to let you know that they did not have our special beer that we've been wanting.
We're still waiting for the beer.
I was tempted to ask, but I just didn't know.
We're still waiting. It's in the making. We're going to get it, hopefully.
One day before this show is done on air, and it could be any day. So, while we drink this and we have other beer on hand, I would just like to talk, even though it's kind of past the making, but talking about our NHL bet that we had.
Oh, yeah. Well, way back when, at the beginning of the playoffs, we decided that whoever was able to get the most, it was at first we would pick 2 teams to go to the Cup final, and he picked the Islanders and I picked the Rangers. Yeah. Neither one got past the second round, so we decided to try and combine all of our predictions into one.
Yeah.
And basically what ended up happening was we got to the third round and we were tied. And we ended up picking the same teams in the third round. So no matter what, going in the Cup final, we were tied. So we decided that we would pick a team, that once the Cup final started, we would pick a team. And whoever won the bet got a case of beer from the other. And unfortunately, my Boston Bruins just couldn't pull it out against the Blackhawks, who won in 6 games. So a bet's a bet. I do not have it tonight. I will definitely have it.
The next time we're on
air, I will make sure I bring it. And and you said you're not really picky about the beer you want?
I'm not really. Okay. Like if you want, you could do a case of the Whistler stuff.
Yeah, this stuff is actually really good.
Like I'm surprised.
It is. I'm very blessed.
Like it's got a different taste, but
it doesn't
smooth. Scare you away. Yeah.
Exactly. Like after a few beer, you start to feel like even Bud. That's the problem with Bud. Sometimes you have 6 or 7 of them, and then you can all of a sudden really start to taste it. Yeah. I feel like this, you could probably drink it all night and not really start to really feel the alcohol.
Yeah.
Which is maybe a bad
thing. So yeah, that is talking about beer and who owes who what. He owes me some. And quick talk, even though I don't know if this will get, it'll hopefully get put up soon and right away in the next week or so. But talking about football, we had the same bet going where who would make it further. And so far, your Eskimos aren't making it very far.
No, so far we are at the bottom of the barrel right now. They lost to the Montreal Alouettes yesterday in
No, that was the Montreal. Oh, I heard Hamilton Alouettes.
No.
Never mind.
No.
Just continue on.
Just keep drinking your whiskey, Jack. There. The Eskimos, they lost. Man, they were so close to. Mike Riley was in, Mike Riley was out, and
nobody knows what was going on.
I was ready to call Jason Moss in the third quarter just because I thought we might need him because I think we're out of quarterbacks at that point to try.
Yeah.
But Riley came in the second half, played really well. The Eskimos, I think, were the better team in the second half.
Yeah.
But they just
didn't trust for that last play.
And that to me is a coach's mistake. To me, I don't know why they decided to try and run the ball after they didn't run the ball at all the entire play.
Yeah.
If you're going to lose the game with your best play. And the best play or the best formation they had, throw the football. Let Riley throw the football, give it to somebody, try and feed Stamps, try and feed Coach, who had a great game. But right now that was the way it went, and it wasn't meant to be.
The one thing that kind of makes me mad that they didn't actually have Raleigh throw the ball is that he walked the ball down the field in about 3 plays.
Yeah, no, like
back on
that was what I was so impressed
25
with.
to 35, and he just walked it down.
He played the 2-minute drill really well. The problem I have is the last 2 plays. I remember reading this on Twitter. The last 2 plays took, I believe it was 28 seconds to run. And to me, that's way too long. You've got to get 3 plays in 28 seconds.
Yeah.
You got to be ready right at the line. When I saw they were taking so long getting the second play off,
even the last play of the game.
Exactly. I knew right then that we were going to win that game because A, we called the wrong play, and B, we took way too much time. They should have had that ball off in 8 seconds. They could have been down with 2 seconds left. That's enough time to get another play in.
Yeah.
So right there, I think that was a mistake by them. They deserve to win the game, but they deserve to lose the game too.
Exactly.
And that is why they are 1-4 right now, which it's definitely not where you want to be. You want to be 4-0 like the
Saskatchewan Roughriders. Last game it was unreal, and we're playing them again. The Hamilton Ticats. Darian Durant hasn't thrown a single pick this season.
Very impressive.
He threw a pick. He didn't throw a pick. He threw a pick in this last game. There was a penalty. It got called back. Hamilton kicked for a safety or something or other. That got called back because there was a penalty. It's just unreal for not necessarily how lucky Saskatchewan was, but it's just how they were playing well enough to be able to call or draw that stuff out of those other teams.
The good teams get lucky, and the lucky teams get good, and that's what Saskatchewan's doing right now. Darian Durant's playing really well. As long as he can stay healthy.
Exactly.
That's going to be the big key.
I think Drew Willie too. Like even though you don't see a whole lot of him,
absolutely,
he's kind of that Raleigh where he's just going to come out of the dirt behind everyone, because you think, even though I ask this every time, who was the quarterback for Edmonton who got injured last time?
Matt Nichols.
Matt Nichols. I should have thought of that, but Matt Nichols, he's a phenomenal quarterback, and you think, Raleigh, he can keep up, he can do whatever he wants, but he can still play well. And then all of a sudden you're like, holy shit, Riley's phenomenal, right?
Yep.
I think Drew Willie's kind of that also player where he's that second-string quarterback, but it's that borderline first-string.
Well, to be fair though, if the Rough Riders are going to win the Grey Cup, I think they're going to need Darian Durant 100%.
Yeah.
So I think right now, if there's any doubt that he's injured, I think they got to rest him. Who cares if you're not going to go 18-0?
Never.
You're never going to do that. And even if you do, it doesn't mean you're going to win the Grey Cup either, right?
Exactly.
So to me, rest him now. If you let him have a week or 2 off, they're going to have a long break in between. In between games, so I think this would be the right call if Durant is indeed hurt.
Yeah.
But that's the if. So CFL's off and running. I'm not even going to mention the Blue Jays. I don't even think they're worth mentioning anymore.
Yeah.
They won again tonight. They've won 2 in a row, but they won against the Houston Astros, which is the worst team in the major leagues. So. They're not worth mentioning right now. They have had a disastrous season. I overhyped them. A lot of fans overhyped them. A lot of media
people overhyped
them. And that was maybe the downfall to this team. Because really, when you look at this team, they are not that good. No. You look
on paper, you look at them. They should be a lot better than they are. And I say this every single time.
Yeah, but you know what? You watch them play, and they are not that good. As much as Jose Reyes is a very dynamic player, I love Jose Reyes. As much as Jose Bautista and Edwin Encarnacion can hit home runs.
Why don't they?
They do. Well, they do.
I know they do,
but they don't hit them at the right time.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, you have guys like Brett Lawrie, J. Pierre Ancibia, Colby Rasmus. Those 3 in particular. I like Colby Rasmus.
Yeah.
Lawrie and Aaron Sebia, I'm starting to get on the bandwagon of kicking them out of town. But those 3 guys in particular strike out way, way, way too much. And I've said this before, but if you're going to go anywhere in this league, you've got to be able to put together good quality at bats and not step up there. And if there's something that's not even, it's something that's thrown at you, you're going to swing at it. And that's what they've been doing ever since they've gotten here. And to me, it's just getting a little bit aggravating that every time you go up there, You see JP and Seaver, well, okay, we know what's coming, a 3-pitch strikeout. You know, his walk to strikeout ratio is abysmal. I don't even know what it is because it's awful.
0 to 7.
Well, it's pretty bad. He's got over 100 and some strikeouts, and he's got probably maybe 7 walks.
Yikes.
And I'm not lying to you. That's about it. So he is definitely one of the guys, and he's the guy that decided to get off of Twitter because the media and the fans were getting on him about being criticized, and you know, he was complaining about, the media in Toronto, they're so negative. I don't know why they got to be like the. Look, you're in Toronto for a reason.
Yeah.
Toronto media takes you for what you are. You're not going to get any. You're not going to get any more accolades than you deserve, and you're going to get way more criticism than you deserve.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, if you get any criticism whatsoever, go on the field and do something about it.
Exactly. We don't see criticism to hear ourselves talk and say shit.
No, exactly. The media comes out and they talk about JP Arancibia. His defense isn't good. He strikes out way too much. He doesn't walk enough. And then what does JP Arancibia go out and do? He strikes out too much. He doesn't walk, and he plays awful defense.
Yep.
And then he comes out and says, well, they're too negative, so I can't play very well.
But
no,
that's
not how baseball works.
Wrong.
Baseball is played on the field. It's not played on in the Twitter universe. It doesn't work that way, JP.
Exactly.
And so, to me, I think, as much as maybe it's good that JP Arancibia got off of Twitter,
yep,
maybe to take his mind off of that, whatever you got to do, JP, that's good with me. But you better start putting up better numbers than you are right now. Yes, you can hit the long ball. Yes, you can drive in a couple runs every now and then when we need them. But you got to be a more consistent player. And if you're a more consistent player, you're going to go way further in this league than you are right now. Because right now, I think there was a stat I saw. He was not much. It's a special type of stat. I think it's a WAR stat, which is kind of like wins and
wins and runs.
No, I don't know what it is. It's some sort of advanced stat in baseball where it's kind of like, it's basically like how many more wins do you add to the team sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, and his WAR wasn't much better than a guy that just got released by the Philadelphia Phillies. So he was a catcher too. So to me, I think Arancibia, you got to get going. Same with Laurie and Rasmus. Those guys got to be a bit more consistent.
Yeah.
Don't have to hit the long ball every time. I really don't understand what the big deal is. The home run is so sexy to hit, and yet when you don't hit it, you look like an idiot.
Exactly.
And to me, if I played baseball, I wouldn't have any power in the world. So all I would do is hit the cheap shit. Hit the ball the other way. Hit the ball through the holes. Get on base.
Yeah.
Do something. And maybe the best thing would be to just instead of playing the guys like they are, bring Minoru Kawasaki up, let him run the show.
Exactly.
Maybe. I don't know.
And I was kind of thinking that too. Like, if you're not going to hit the home runs, and if you are going to hit the home runs, it's going to be a strikeout because it's that 10 feet before the fence where any fielder is going to catch the ball.
Well, yeah.
But it's just at that midpoint where it looks like a home run, but it's not.
I've said it before. Jose Bautista always says, if you're not going to hit the ball as hard as you can, why hit it at all? I really disagree with that philosophy. Hit the ball so you can get on base. I think being on base is more important than hitting a home run. There's a time and place for a home run, absolutely.
Yeah.
But when your offense is really struggling and their offense has been really sputtering up and down and wherever, sometimes they hit 5 home runs in a game like they did today, and sometimes they can't get a guy on base.
Yeah.
The time to hit a home run is when you're struggling offensively. The time not to go for the home run all the time is when your team is struggling offensively to get anything going.
Yeah.
Get a guy on base. Walk. Get a hit by pitch. Try and steal a base. Try and get something going.
Get a little closer to home so that if there is that next low play that doesn't necessarily send him home, you can maybe take that extra little couple seconds to sneak your way home, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But I think that's all I want to say about him. So do you want to take maybe a break and we'll come back with maybe a top 5 list?